Joining Red Hat was actually it was a tough decision at first because I liked where I was and I liked what I was doing. But at the same time, I think it was a mixture of open source and really like belief in open source. One of the challenges of being in a huge software company is that you don't have that feel of a tremendous amount of influence as one person. And so that sort of combined with, I loved the aspect of Linux, and Red Hat was, the company that I thought was going to drive things forward. And so I actually switched into Red Hat. In my interview, I thought Red Hat was a 10,000 person company. That was my impression of it. They were so well known in the space. They had the passion of a startup. They had such industry influence. It blew my mind to hear that it was 800 people at the time. I worked, on every little app you can imagine in IT that existed at the time. And we grew and shifted and went from development roles to team lead roles. And eventually I made the decision to switch into management. After that, we had actually started the concept of relationship manager roles in IT. And for those that don't know IT that well, it's a tough gig. You're a service provider organization, and you have a bunch of different business constituents that want more than you can ever do. I did that role for a while, and I actually got to know, my engineering counterparts really well, and that's when the OpenShift opportunity came up. And it was actually at Summit. Brian Stevens and I had talked about this idea that he had that started as Libra. It wasn't even called OpenShift when we started on it, and it grew into OpenShift, and then the rest is history. The most important thing is dominate in your current job. Do the best thing you can. Because the thing I like about Red Hat is we are passionate about what we do. We don't come in and do the 9 to 5. And so I think that's the first aspect of you really want to excel at the job that you have. And the second part, I think, is knowing other teams and knowing what people do. If you only stay in your one group, it's going to be hard to find new opportunities. They're not going to come find you. If you're good enough, you might get recruited into them, or if you're visible for it. But I think the challenge is getting to know other people, getting to know what they do, understand their pain or their challenge, and think through that networking. People would be surprised of how much you'll get visibility to that probably you wouldn't if you just stay in your comfort zone on your own. I think the thing that keeps me at Red Hat is half the passion of the company and half the people in the company. Red Hat they're not scared to reinvent themselves, whether it was RHEL to JBoss or getting into other products or getting into PaaS and services. And then the people themselves never back down either. So that combination, it's what makes me check email at night. It's what makes me come into the office and want to work harder and keep up with things. And that's what I enjoy. That's what really keeps me here.